Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Source. My name is Michelle Velasquez, former president of the New England North Youth Federation, and joining me with today is.
Hi, everyone. It's Tamika. Glad to have you, the active president of the New England North Federation. And we have a special program in store for you today. It
Oh,
What's
yes.
happening, Michelle?
It's going to be great. It's going to be a cooking show. Today, we are talking about the art of healthy living, and that involves healthy eating.
That's right. We are heading to the kitchen today. We're going to do some quick recipes. Before we head into the show, let us pray and invite God's presence with us. Dear Father God, thank you so much for your love, your mercy, for another Sabbath day. Pray, Lord, that as we come together to learn healthy ways to eat and prepare our meals, pray, Lord, that you would just be in our midst. Bless everyone that's watching right now and anyone that's struggling with their diets. I pray, Lord, that this will be an inspiration for them. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. I'm so excited, guys. And I'm sorry to say that today it's a pre-recorded show. But we are still going to be answering questions. Our guest is going to be on. So if you want to put your questions in the chat, you can put it and we will answer it in the chat. This is a pre-recording. We are cooking on Friday and we are showing this to you on the Sabbath. So nonetheless, we want you to talk to us. We want you to ask any questions because we will be responding in the chat. Um, I wonder, do you know that unhealthy eating and physical inactivities are the leading causes of death in the US? Unhealthy diet contributes to approximately 678,000 deaths each year in the US due to nutrition and obesity related diseases such as heart disease, cancer, and type 2 diabetes. In the last 30 years, obesity rates have doubled in adults, tripled in children, and quadrupled in adolescents.
Mercy,
Tamika,
mercy,
when you
mercy.
think about that,
That
when
is
you
some
think about
that's serious. I think that's in itself is a pandemic when you really think about it. Our
that,
diet really contributes to basically all these diseases that are on the land right now. It's a really serious thing, and I think it's important that we take the time to learn how we can be healthier and live healthier lives. So our health is our wealth. And if we're healthy, then we're able to do more. We're able to serve more. We're able to, enjoy life more when you think about it. And so it's important that we, have these workshops talking about health and healthy living.
right? And that's what we're going to do today. As a matter of fact, we're going to have a demonstration and to show you some very simple meals that you can use every day in your diet so that you can be healthier, you can make healthier choices. And today we will welcome in our guest who is Joy Babick, and she is a caterer in England. She does catering, and her name is Sweet Joy Cooks. So if you want to check her out on Facebook or Instagram, it's Sweet Joy Cooks. But she's going to be coming and joining us today, and she's going to be telling us a little bit about who she is. So welcome in, Joy Babick. Come on in and let us know who and you are and what you do. She's going to be joining us for What's on Your Mind, and then we will go directly into the kitchen. Can't wait to share these delicious plant-based dishes with you guys.
All right, welcome to the Source Talk Show Kitchen Edition. We are glad that you have joined us. Are you ready? Are you ready,
Yes,
Michelle?
we are ready to cook some really delicious plant-based meals. And we're bringing in the chef today, Joy Babick. And she, as I said before, runs Sweet Joy Cooks and she does catering and healthy, delicious meals. So let's bring in Joy Babick. Joy, please come in and we welcome you into the store. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Um, Sweet Joy Cooks, that's my brand. And I do supply vegan food via catering. I also cater for weddings and so on. But um, I supply a chain of restaurants in London with vegan food, namely desserts at the moment. But my main focus is educating people on healthy living via cookery.
Well, Sweet Joy, I love that name, by the way. Welcome to the Source Talk Show. We're happy to have you on here today, and we're excited about what you're going to teach us when it comes to healthy cooking and even some tidbits on healthy living. So, thank you for joining us. Now, what do you do for fun, though?
A garden with the kids, and that involves obviously spending loads of time with them.
Now, I know that you have been plant-based. Now, when did you start this journey, and what made you decide to go plant-based? And can you explain to our viewers a little bit about what actually is plant-based eating? What does that mean?
Well, plant-based eating is eating plants. That's basically what it is. You're not eating anything that you have that was once breathing. You're eating fruits, you're eating veg, and a lot of people tend to think that if you're eating this way, then you don't have a balanced diet. Like, where do you get your protein and so on from? So we eat beans and peas, legumes, like your lentil, your chickpea, your pinto beans. There's so many. The range is so wide. Yeah. So we eat plants as opposed to animals. That's what plant based is.
When did you start being plant-based?
Okay. I started being very strict. Well, before, I've always I wasn't a big meat lover, to be honest with you. Growing up, I liked chicken and oxtail, but as I got older, I kind of, grew out of that. And so I wanted to, my palate was asking for something else. So I called myself a vegetarian then because I would have, dairy and so on. But in 2006, I started my plant based journey because I had a health scare. I went and did what do you call it, a health consultation because I was feeling unwell. And after that consultation, obviously I was scared and I'm like, no, I need to make some major changes in order to improve my health. And so I decided from 2006, that I was going to, give this a go. And I actually went cold turkey. I went right in. So I'm not advising to say that this is how you do it. This is how I did it because obviously I was desperate at that time.
Thank you for sharing that.
Like, yes, absolutely. And have you noticed any differences after going plant based? Like, what are some of
I
those major changes that, in your body or otherwise that you've noticed?
I've noticed major, major differences. And my voice was the first. I do sing as well as cook and other things, and I I noticed that when I was singing, I could hold my notes more because I was less mucusy. Because you find that dairy, cheese, and your milk and so on, it gives you a lot of mucus in the body, and that obviously causes your body to be acidic, and so that is how disease really starts in the system. And so I realized that even just by changing the way I was eating, what I was eating more greens and salads and so on, I realized that I could actually sing better, hold my note lot for longer. Yeah.
That's very interesting. Wow. So it's improved your lung capacity and everything else in between. That's awesome.
It also improved my spirituality as well,
Hmm.
to be honest. I could think clearly, more clearer, because before, when you pick up the word, you become tired for some reason. I know that's obviously to do with the enemy sometimes, but I realized that after changing my diet, I had more longevity when it comes on to studying the Word of God, and also it was more clearer for me. I could hear God speak to me. I could spend the time. I could pray for longer because my attention was kept for longer, and so I know that this is due to me having that lifestyle change.
Mhm.
That's pretty interesting. Um, I never looked at it that way. I mean, I decided to get rid of meat a long time ago, and several years throughout my life as my upbringing, I used to love chicken, and I just found that I would just eat chicken all the time. And the more chicken I ate, the more tired I got of it. And I was like, you know what? I don't want chicken anymore. I'm done with chicken. And then I found that when I ate beef, I just had a reaction to it. And I decided I'm going to stop eating beef. And sooner or later, I realized that, you know what? I really don't need meat in my diet. And I chose years ago, maybe it's been 5 to 10 years now since I've been off and on. And then I just decided I was just going to get rid of meat altogether and just try this journey. And since I've tried the journey, to be honest, I have not had any regrets. Um, and I'm glad I'm on this journey to just eating a plant-based diet. It has its challenges,
Mhm.
but I can say that it also has its benefits. And I'm grateful for starting that journey as well. Um, Tamika, would you like to share anything about your journey and how what you do?
So I'm not a big meat eater. I don't always cook it, but I will, if I go to a restaurant, I tend to, try some chicken or fish or something like that. Um, but it, like Michelle, like just like you, I've been on and off, I'll go like vegan for like a good 6 months and then I'll have some oxtail, right? Those cultural dishes that you love so much. And so it I do find as well that when you do stick to that diet, you're healthier, your weight is better, um, and your mind is definitely clearer, 100%. So right now I'm currently doing mostly plants, and I would say I'm mostly plant-based, and occasionally I will have some a little bit of meat.
Hey, it's better than nothing at all.
Yeah, I'm gonna be very candid and very honest.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I know that for me, I can say when I go on vacations, especially if I go home, I have some fish
Yeah,
because the fish
exactly.
at home is fresh.
Yes.
And it just takes me back to my childhood days of, my mom's cooking that delicious fish. So when I go home, which is not very often, I get some fish. So, to each its own. And, you working, everybody can't go cold turkey, but you take the steps that you need to take to get to where you want to be. But let's go right into these delicious dishes, because sometimes we feel like maybe plant-based can't be delicious.
Hmm.
But today, Joy is going to take us into the kitchen and she's going to show us how to do some real delicious meals. So let's get right into the kitchen.
So, Joy, what is the first dish we're gonna be able to
So,
sample today?
okay, so the first thing we're making today is chickpea fish balls. You would need onions, garlic powder, mixed herbs, thyme, fresh thyme. I normally use fresh ingredients. Fresh, I like my herbs fresh. So fresh thyme, fresh parsley, one bell pepper. You need some cayenne pepper. You need to add some seaweed and also your sunflower seeds. And you need to add that milled. Okay.
All right, so are you all ready? You have your
It's great.
ingredients. I have mine here. Michelle, you're all set?
I am ready. Let's do this. Tell us what to do, and we're cooking right along with you, Sweet Joy Cooks. Let's do this.
Okay, so first you want to, as I said, you want to have your chickpea in your bowl already milled, and then to that you're going to add your sunflower, and that too is milled. And then you're going to just add all the other ingredients, which is your onions, your parsley, seaweed, bell peppers, cayenne pepper, garlic granules, mixed herbs. And if you look at the colors, they're so lovely already. I don't know if you could smell that. And your smoked paprika.
That looks so good.
You're just going to add salt to taste at this stage. And we're going to go in now and just combine all these ingredients together first before we add our oats. So we're going to combine all of this. How are you guys doing? Yeah. And
Wow,
then the last thing you do is add the oatmeal.
this is definitely smelling really delicious
It
already.
is so delicious. So instead of having your fish, this is what you'll have instead. Real, yummy, and healthy. All your ingredients are combined and you have your mixture looking a little bit like this. Yeah. You need to now add your oatmeal, and your oatmeal is a binder.
Now, is that oatmeal or oat flour?
Well, you can use normal regular oats, but what you do is you have to mill it. Yeah.
So you'd have to
Get it
grind
into
it.
a powder. You can use oat flour as well, but I only had rolled oats today, so all I did was mill mine. And if you see it, it's kind of like flour. Yeah. And then you combine that now. You combine this, and then what you're going to do now is add about a quarter cup of water just to combine. So you don't want it too stodgy. You want it, to be able to form little balls, but you don't want it to be too stodgy, too sticky to your hand. And I'll show you what I mean. Yeah. And instead of water, you can actually use milk. You can use one of those plant-based milk, almond milk, hemp milk is a very good one to use as well. Adds a nice
What
flavor
about
to
fresh
it.
milk? Would that work well there?
That would work well.
Well, mine is beginning to smell really, really good.
Really.
So tell me, Joy, do you ever get cravings for any kind of meat dishes or anything like that? How is that struggle? Because I know sometimes it can be hard to not eat meat, especially if you've been raised eating meat.
If I'm honest, I really don't have any cravings. And I think once your diet is balanced, you won't really be craving as much, to be honest. So for me, I can say safely I've not had any cravings at all because I try to make my diet balanced.
Okay.
Wow, I tried a little bit of it. It tastes like fish balls. We haven't
It's
even
nice.
fried it or cooked it yet. Wow, this is amazing. So, will you be baking yours?
I will be baking mine. I could also fry some if you want me to show you.
So I'll try
A
the
very
frying. I'll try
you could
frying. Are you gonna be frying yours, Tamika, or baking
Yeah,
yours?
I think I'm gonna fry mine as well. Um,
so if you're frying, just a little tip, you need to have a dry mix like so.
Let me see.
Yeah, a dry mix like so. And you want to, oh, sorry. You want to dip your bowls in, make sure everything is covered, and then you go ahead and fry. Yeah.
Looking good, Michelle.
Alright, fish balls, and they are ready to be fried.
Well done. Well done.
The fish balls
Fish balls
ready to go in the oven.
ready to be fried.
Okay, so when you're done with your bowls, make sure, I forgot to say at the beginning, preheat your oven at 380 degrees Fahrenheit. And then you're going to put these in now and bake for 15 to 18 minutes or until golden brown. You have to be very careful of the oil that you use to fry and try not to do a lot of frying to your foods. You could, bake them. That's best. But if you have to really fry, use an oil that could, hold the temperature without becoming carcinogenic, meaning poisonous and harmful to the body. So you would want to use an oil like grapeseed oil. It could go to really high temperatures without it becoming harmful to the body, or even coconut oil. But try to lessen frying. Those are looking really good, Michelle.
They smell really good. I can't wait to eat it. So, Sweet Joy, tell us what the next dish is going to be. And I noticed that you have your little daughter joining you for this meal. Please tell us more about the next dish that we're going to cook.
Okay, so the next dish that we're going to make is sweet and sour tofu. This is one of our favorite in our home. One of Liliana's favorite dishes. Just one off because she loves a lot of stuff. But yes, sweet and sour tofu.
Hi, Liliana. Welcome to the
Hi.
source. What
That's
is
adorable.
Are you plant based as well, Liliana?
Yes, I am.
Now, what's your
Um,
favorite dish of all?
my favorite dish of all is pasta bake.
Oh, pasta bake.
Nice.
Interesting. Is that a special pasta dish that you guys make over there?
Um, it's mainly just pasta in there and lots of
Okay.
veggies stuff.
Okay. And when did you start becoming plant based? When did you start?
Um, I've been plant-based all my life, and um, I've been raw for the last 2 years when I was little, and
First 2 years.
the first 2 years, and And when I was 2.5, I started eating my first cooked food.
Oh wow, that's
Oh. How
amazing.
old are you?
I'm 10.
10. Wow. See? It's never too early to begin.
Yeah, and I know a lot of times people say kids don't like their vegetables, but if you start early, they will love it, right? You agree with me?
Yes.
Absolutely.
So for this dish, we will need our tofu. We'll need firm tofu. And you want to drain the tofu because you get it in liquid, a container with liquid. So you want to drain the tofu. And then what you will do is you want to cube it. You want to try to get it, as evenly as possible, which mine is not working out to be, but okay. And then you want to add this to your bowl. Okay. So this is your tofu. This is what it would look like. And then now to this, you're going to add your tamari sauce, your garlic powder, any dried ingredients really that you have, your onion granules, your smoked paprika or mixed herbs, anything really that you have. But what for my ingredients for this, we really just like bouillon. This is something that we have here. I'm not sure if you could see that. You could get that online. Yeah. So we will add this to our tofu. And this is like a salty herb veg mix, sorry. So if you have something similar to that, I don't know if you guys have something similar to that there, but you'd add that one. And then to that, you would add your paprika, mixed herbs, and your garlic powder. Garlic is really, really nice and very good for your immune system as well. It's a natural antibiotic. So it's very good to cook with your herbs. Very, very healing. Yeah. And then finally, we're going to add what we call our tamari sauce. It's kind of like a soy sauce, but it's made from brown rice. Yeah. So your tamari sauce.
Another alternative is to use is the Bragg's coconut and liquid aminos. That works pretty good as an alternative to the tamari sauce. I've never had the tamari sauce before, but I normally use this, which is an alternative for soy sauce as well.
Yeah.
So you try this one.
Yeah. So to that, you'll add maybe about 2 to 3 tablespoons. And then this is what you will marinate your tofu in. And all you have to do is just make sure everything is nicely combined. See that nice color? And this you would do from the night before. So this is another tip to me. If you're going to make tofu, tofu is like sponge. A lot of people don't really understand how to cook tofu properly, and so they end up not liking tofu. But really, cooking tofu is in the seasoning, to be honest. You have to season it from the night before so that it soaks up all of that goodness, so that you get that really, really nice flavor at the end when you cook it. So it's best to leave it overnight. Now, what I would do is just cover this up and just store it away for use for the next day. Okay, so to this, you're going to add your dry mix. And the dry mix is really just some spelt flour, because I want to coat the tofu to fry them. So you just need some flour and some salt and maybe some garlic. Yeah? And you're just going to add that to your tofu. And what I like to do is to get it all mixed, I will shake it I have a cover for my container, which is helpful. And you want to get everything covered with it, with your flour. So if you notice, see, it's becoming nice and coated. So we're shaking it, shaking it, shaking it.
Shake, shake, shake.
Hello, Auntie Michelle.
Hi, Carissa.
And that's Auntie Tamika.
Hello, Auntie Tamika.
Hi, nice to meet you. Oh, they're so adorable.
Hi, Carissa.
Hello, Auntie Michelle.
Are you plant-based too?
Yes.
Amazing. All right. So, Joy, so are you gonna deep fry yours?
Okay, so I am going to, for the best results for sweet and sour tofu, because you're allowed to cheat a little bit in the sense, having something fried. So I'm going to deep fry mine,
Well,
right?
I'm gonna
So
use
what
my
I will do from here, I don't know if you can see my basket. Yeah. What I will do from here now to deep fry is just to pour my tofu, and I have something to collect the spillage. And obviously you don't have to try to put everything in, but that's it. And now I'm going to set it down in the fryer.
So how long you just fry it until like desired,
You're going to
right?
fry this until it's golden brown. And this normally takes between 5 to 7 minutes for it to crisp up nicely.
How's it going, Michelle?
I'm placing my tofu on the grill. Instead of frying, I'm gonna choose to use the grill this time. Makes it a little bit.
Okay.
So we'll see what the results are gonna be having it on the grill as opposed to frying.
Boy, what's the best oil? Oh, let me
The best oil, the one that I'm using now is organic sunflower oil to do the deep frying. I know you guys use canola oil to fry there, but canola oil is no good. It's similar to rapeseed oil, which isn't good for our heart.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but the best oil really to fry with is, as I said before, grapeseed oil
Okay. So the
or
best.
coconut oil if you have any.
So coconut oil and grapeseed oil is the best.
Grapeseed oil,
Okay.
yes, the best one.
And what about olive oil? Because most people.
Olive oil, olive oil is more for salads. Really, olive oil is not very good to heat at high temperature.
Okay.
If you notice when you're heating olive oil, that burning, it
Right.
becomes really poisonous, carcinogenic to the body. And so these are contributing factors to cancer and so on in the body. So I wouldn't recommend heating olive oil on very high temperatures. I wouldn't recommend using it frying. It would be best to use it, with your salads, cold pressed olive oil. It's very good
Okay.
for you.
Yeah, it's good to let our viewers know like what are the best oils to use and for frying versus salads versus like if you're just cooking.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. We're gonna leave that now to cool. Yeah, and set it aside. Leave it to cool.
So so it's very important to have your veggies along with every meal. And so now Joy is going to show us how we can make some delicious veggies in a few minutes.
Barbecue style. She's gonna do some tofu and veggie kebabs. So that's gonna be interesting. It's kind of a fun meal, right? I'm excited
Yes.
about that one.
Mhm.
All right. So take it away, Joy.
Okay, so obviously you've prepped your tofu. So we're going to use the tofu to do two meals. We're going to use the sweet and sour, and we're going to do tofu skewers. Now, I've already washed these, but I just wanted to show you how to cut them. Yeah? So you want to do this lengthwise because you want it to have aubergines are things that when you cook them, they shrink in size. So you don't want to do it too small. You want to, when it's cooked, you want to be able to have some bite on it. Yeah. So this is pretty much the size that you would need. Yeah. And then if I could get this here, you're adding it at the same time to your roasting pan. You're going to roast these veggies. To that, we're going to add peppers. And this is how I would do my peppers. And you want to do as many colors because you want it to be, especially when you're cooking for children as well, like I do every single day. And digestion begins actually, with our eyes. When you see the food, it really stimulates the taste buds, get the saliva glands going, and then your body will welcome that good food. So this really is what your veggies should look like. And to this, we're going to add our dried ingredients.
Just want to remind everyone to go ahead, like, subscribe to this channel as we continue to bring, great content for all of you. I also want to encourage you when you do make these dishes later on, go ahead and send us and share with us on Facebook.
All right. So our vegetables are all prepped, they're cut, they're seasoned, and they're placed on the baking sheet. Sweet Joy Cooks is placing hers on the baking sheet. I'll be putting mine on the grill, and Tamika is going to be
I will
baking.
be baking mine as well.
All right. So
Okay,
let's
so before we go ahead and bake them, we have to season them. Yeah, because we want the reason why a lot of people don't like veggies is because they don't get much taste. So if we add a few bits to it, we'll find that it will really sing in your mouth. Yeah. So to our veggies here, I'm adding mixed herbs, some garlic granules, a little of my favorite bouillon. You could add salt to taste. And then your yeast flakes, nutritional yeast flakes. And this gives the veggies a really nice, cheesy, fresh taste. We're then going to add a little bit of grapeseed oil. So a little bit of grapeseed oil, which is maybe about 2 tablespoons grapeseed oil. And you're going to roast them or grill them. Yeah. And notice what I'm doing with my fingers. You have to get your hands into. It's really, really nice and coated. And then when you're done, place them in the oven, again at 380, but this time you want to leave it for maybe about 10 to 15 minutes. You don't want them to go too soggy. You want to still have some bite left into the veggies. Yeah? You want to still have some bite left to them. So put that in for 10 to 15 minutes.
Well, I absolutely love the sound of that cheesy taste to my vegetable tofu kebabs, and I'm excited to taste what I'm making. How about you, Tamika?
I can't wait. Can't wait.
I've never done this dish before, so Sweet Joy, if this is a part of your specialty, I can't wait to dig in.
I'm sure you'll love it.
Okay, so while we're waiting for those dishes to cook, I have a question for you, Joy. How, and I know you mentioned a little bit earlier that when you started becoming plant based, it changed your mental outlook, that you were able to connect better with God and to study more and to learn more about God. Can you share with us a little bit about how changing that diet makes that difference in your spiritual walk with God?
Okay. That's a very good question. Um, the Bible says in Leviticus that the life of the flesh is in the blood. And when God created us, he didn't leave us to guess, right? He created us and he gave us a diet. And the diet that he gave us was one that would be, wholesome and one to sustain us and to give us life and health and vigor. Yeah. We see at the flood that changed because obviously there was no vegetation on earth, and so we were allowed to eat meat for just a period of time. But then for some reason we've continued into that, and so we see what transpired after the flood and how man, even in how many years they lived, it become less and less. When it comes to our time now, back in those days, we find that things were more healthy. For example, your chicken, they would go and they would roam. Yeah. And then even how you prepare them, it was obviously without the blood and whatever. Now, because the life of the flesh is in the blood, all those things, all those chemicals, if you notice that, are being fed to the cows and the chicken and all those things. When we ingest them, that becomes a part of us and that helps to form the blood. So I found that with myself, as the lady who I saw when I did my health, evaluation, she was really explaining to me how really it works and how my body was responding to that by creating disease, because years and years of that, bringing those toxins into the system, it helps your obviously your blood, that's your blood, and it's making you sluggish and diseased. And so I found that because of that, obviously my spiritual life suffered because, I wouldn't be bright and fresh in the morning when I woke up, for example. I wanted to sleep. You sleep, you wanted more sleep when you wake up. Those were the issues, some of the issues that I was having. And I noticed after changing, obviously because my blood is becoming clear, clean, and fresh by, if you notice, even the gorillas, when they're eating, they're big and strong. But what are they eating? They're eating the veggies. There's a lot of nutrition in that where we don't get from meat and all those processed and cooked stuff that I was having. And I found that because I'm eating now live foods, the foods that God made for me in the beginning, then I can, I have more concentration. I can think upon his word more. My blood was more pure. And so my attention span, is more. And so you can only get better and better from that. I noticed, I was no longer sleepy when I picked up the scriptures to read. I was alert and I could literally hear the voice of God speaking to me through the scriptures as well. So, yeah, I in a nutshell, um, you do get an increase. Your spirituality increases as you change your diet. As I said, it's not overnight, but gradually you'll notice the difference as you go on.
Wow, that's a great, great testimony to a healthier lifestyle and healthier eating. I know we all can do better with our eating and our diet. And I think you have to kind of wait and see, you know, if you want to eat unhealthy now, and later on you're going to have to pay a price for it, because if we don't take care of the bodies that God has given us, we're not going to be able to be ready and alert for when we need to be. And it starts with healthy eating. It all starts with healthy eating. It also goes into exercise and drinking enough water and getting enough rest. The 8 laws of health that we as Adventists believe in, getting enough sunshine, um, and trusting in God. All of those things, they go hand in hand. And I'm just excited that we're sharing this part of um, the healthy lifestyle with you guys. And I hope that you guys will try these dishes, because I'm trying um, for the first time, and I can't wait. Right now, my food is on the grill. All right.
I remember growing up, we would take one Sabbath and we'd be like, okay, we're eating fruits today. And so you can start that tradition in your family. Like, this Sabbath, you're just going to eat vegan meals. And that can be a way that you transition your family into this lifestyle. So
Yes.
I still remember those days. I don't know if you ever had like a mango Sabbath where we had all different types of mangoes, and that's what we had
Wow.
for lunch. Yes.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
That sounds nice.
A lot
Mango.
of deliciousness right there. That mango, oh my goodness, love it. At this time, we're gonna make the sweet and sour sauce that's going to go with the tofu. And Joy is going to walk us through it. We're gonna have some variations of it. I'm gonna make sweet and sour sauce. And Tamika, what are you gonna make?
I'm making honey barbecue.
Honey barbecue sauce. Awesome. So let's do it.
Okay. Okay, so for the sweet and sour sauce, you are going to add your sweet and sour sauce to the pan, your sweet and sour sauce mixed to the pan.
This is my. This would be my organic tomato sauce.
Hmm. You want to add that to the pan, to the bowl, sorry. Then your sweet and sour mix.
So it's a honey barbecue.
Hmm. And then Michelle, only Michelle, for this one, you're gonna add your coconut milk at this time, coconut cream, because it's like a creamy. Okay, so you could do the tomato with the coconut milk.
Yeah. So I'm just doing the tomato and the coconut cream.
Coconut milk, yes. But then to that now you want to add some onions,
Okay.
the pineapple, your sweet peppers, and then you want to warm the sauce. And then you just add your garlic and your salt to taste. You add your coconut milk already?
Do I use a whole can or half?
No, you don't. Just half. Yeah, that's in. That should be enough. Just a splash of it. And then if you want to go in, Michelle, and add your sweet peppers. If you have carrots at this stage, you could shred carrots and you can put that inside as well. Just use what you have. If you have any pineapple, you could add that too. And there's something I'd like to say at this stage about fruit and veg, mixing fruit and veg. Because I'm sure a lot of people may be asking, why are we adding pineapple? Yeah. Um, if you notice, all our veggies that we're using today, They're veggies, but not real veggies because we have savory fruit and we have sweet fruit. So we've actually been using fruits today in our cooking. We've been using the aubergine, which is a fruit. We use the sweet peppers, which they are fruit as well. We've used our pineapples. Those are fruit as well. So what you need to do at that stage, Michelle, just squeeze a little bit of lemon juice on that. Just a little bit of lemon, maybe about a teaspoon of lemon juice. And then you want to warm that through.
I'm making it a variation. I'm
Mhm.
using the tomato, the coconut, the pineapple, some onions, and peppers. So I don't have the actual sauce, and then I put some lemon in there as well.
Yes. You can add a little honey. Yes.
And so what we're gonna do is Michelle is making a sweet and sour sauce, and I'm gonna do a variation where I'm gonna just do the tomato paste, the pineapple, the peppers. I'm gonna add a little honey and the milk cream, right?
Mhm.
All right. Okay.
Mhm.
I'm gonna put it on the stove for a little bit.
Yeah, let's warm it through. And remember, we taste as we go on.
Okay, so it's all done. The cooking's done. Now it's time to taste. Is it really delicious? Well, let's get ready to see what it's like. And Lily's going to do some of the tasting on her mom's side of things, and we're going to taste our own cooking. Right, Tamika?
That's right. I
I
can't
can't
wait.
wait.
So the big reveal. And
Okay, everyone. So I showed a bit of versatility when it comes on to the fish cakes. You could make a sandwich with this. Yeah, so this could be lunch. So this is our fish cake sandwich. And then this is how they turned out, fish bowl, sorry. And also the sweet and sour tofu. Yeah. And our juicy kebabs. Yeah. So Lily, you're going to come in and taste for us. Going in for your favorite. Okay, let's see your face.
Yeah.
She said it's yummy, and it looks like she's enjoying it, so that's good. So those are the tofu, sweet and sour tofu.
Sweet and sour tofu. Yes. Carissa, do you want to try one? Okay, let's see Carissa try one. Carissa is also here. We just lift her a bit for you.
She's smiling. That's always a good sign. Kids are the best tasters. They tell you the absolute truth. How is it, Carissa?
Yummy.
Right? Awesome.
nice. So Michelle, would you like to show us yours and what you've done?
Sure. So right here I have, wait, not that camera.
One, the
Can
other
you
one,
split
yeah.
the screen because it's showing you my other camera? Yeah. Right here
Mm,
I have my sweet and sour tofu. What do you think?
wow.
Just go ahead, share this video, like, subscribe to our page, And if you have any questions, you can go ahead. Also, if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat box, and we will answer those in the chat today because this is a pre-recording for those of you who are just joining. And also, if you can go ahead and put in there what is your favorite plant-based dish, so that we can share. And also, if you do try these recipes, go ahead and just share it on our Facebook page at New England North Federation, also Sweet Joy Cooks. All right, so I can't wait to try mine.
Well, I'm going to try the fish cake. I have been waiting to try those fish cakes.
Yes,
They
you
look good.
have.
If you can see my fish cakes, they're right here. I want to try the fish cake right here, and I had some of that sauce. I actually
Mm.
had some of the sweet and sour sauce to go with my fish cake just in case. So I'm gonna try this one, and I'm gonna just dip it in my sweet and sour sauce. And mm, guys, you would never know that this was not real fish. It tastes just like fish balls. Love it. This is a great recipe, Joy.
Thank you.
I'm definitely making this again.
All right. So I did it a little different. I didn't have those the skewers. So what I did was I just added. All right. So I just added my veggies to
Yummy.
the fish ball,
Looks
and
really good.
Hmm.
and then for the tofu, which I'm gonna make some brown rice to eat with.
Mm.
Just put it in here. You can see that's the sweet and sour tofu. I just made the sweet and sour tofu, the fish balls, and the veggies. I'm gonna try the veggies with the
The veggies with the tofu.
yes. Oh, it tastes really good, and I love the flavor. Love it. Now I'm gonna try the tofu. Really good.
Yeah.
So even though I didn't use the sweet and sour sauce, it still has that sweet and sour flavor because of the pineapple and the lemon juice and then the honey. So there
Yeah.
you go. Make your own sauce.
Definitely.
So Joy, anything you want to add before we head out?
Okay, thank you for having me today. I had a lovely, lovely time cooking with you too. It was so much fun in the kitchen. I just want to say my last words to leave with you. You can find me at Sweet Joy Cooks on Instagram. And also, I have some courses, some cooking school coming up very soon to teach you how to do, other, many, many different things. This is just a tip of the iceberg. May God truly bless you on your journey to being plant based, to being more of what God wants us to be, glorifying Him in what we put in our temple so that we can be of better service to Him. Thank you for having me.
All
Thank
right.
you. Thank you. All right. So we have come to the end of another program. We are glad that you're able to join us. I just want everyone to know that there is a health fair coming up on the 29th of August at Four Corners, right in Dorchester, the corner of Washington and Bowdoin Street. That's August 29th. And so the Federation will be supporting that health fair put on by the Acts Ministries. So hope to see you all there. There'll be tons of things happening. Also, we do have a blood drive coming up as well in September. We will be, so just go on our page, like our page, so that you can stay up to date with all the things that are happening in the area, in the New England North area. All right?
Don't forget, every other Saturday, the Source Talk Show is on. We have our concert series continues and our cooking series continues as well before our summer time is fully up and we are back out to school and to work and to wherever we need to go. Thank you
Yes.
for joining us. And remember, God is the source of everything we need. So if you're looking for good food, God has placed good food when He created us. He placed us on earth with all the natural and healthy foods that we should eat. So learn more about those foods and fill your body with a healthy thing so that God can use us to be His vessel. And we'll see you next time on The Source, where God is who we
Look to. Take care.